It's the Mr. Marty Show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. The Mr. Marty Show. We got Marc Kelly Smith. That poet, he can riff. He invented the poetry slam. Yeah, he's the man. Right here in Chicago. He's on the Mr. Marty Show. 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 Still in the Halloween season, spooky episodes. Right from there. Good evening, welcome to the Mr. Marty Show. I'm Marty McCormack.
I'm Andy Courtenay.
And it's a cool October evening, and we have a great show for you. We have Marc Kelly Smith, a famous Chicago poet, just an active person in the whole community. So wonderful to have the honor of having him be with us this evening. But let's cut to the chase. We've got letters.
So here's from the Mr. Marty mailbag. Betty in Texas, speaking of our show last week with our tour to Graceland Cemetery, said, "That was really fun. I loved Annie's tour and the whole evening was so well done and thought out. You put a ripple of positive energy out that travels far."
Thank you, Betty. Appreciate it.
June in Arizona says, "I watched parts of some of the Mr. Marty shows, and of course you are always wonderful, but know your beautiful wife and daughter are stars too."
Thank you, June.
That's us. And let's see, Pamela in Chicago says, "Love, love, love, Whistling in the Dark. The tour of Graceland Cemetery was incredibly interesting and well done. Great show. Love the Halloween theme."
Thank you very much, Pam. And we got a letter from David and Darcy Dye, and they listened to Strung Out, which is nice. And I don't have my cheater, so why don't you read that?
"Dear Martin, we listened to Strung Out yesterday and learned something about your given name, so henceforth Martin it is. We love those reflective podcasts. It is so amazing the way you deal with loaded topics in such a thoughtful, constructive way. Thanks for all the time and energy that goes into music, art, and commentary. Right now, being an artist is a changing path. There are all kinds of challenges."
Well, that is yes. There's a lot of changes and challenges going on with everything in the world right now. And so, David and Darcy, I really appreciate hearing that. And I appreciate any kind of feedback that we get, except for the kind coming off our system. But that being said, send in your letters. And here is where you can send them to, or you can send them right through my website. Just go to martinmccormack.com and you'll see the contact. I put my email address there. Just latch onto it. Send me an email. But we've got a lot of action coming at you. And this is a very full show, so let's leave it at that. Live action coming at you, Mr. Marty. Bang! There is a time when one must look deep in one's soul. Be prepared to see the things to see. After gazing a while, well, I need to know, why in God's name would you place your lot with me? Run with you, run with you. I swear on your pretty brown eyes, it is you. Run with you, run with you. From the dimple on your cheek to the end of the world, it's you. Run with you. Run with you. The day we met, well, I was a different man, learning to live again with a broken heart. Stared in disbelief at all my ruined plans. You took my hand, gave me a new start. Run with you, run with you. I swear on your pretty brown eyes, it is you. Run with you, run with you. From the dimple on your cheek to the end of the world, it's you. Run with you. Run with you. Years have passed, life is swiftly running by. I admit there's times I forget to celebrate. Every minute I spend by your side makes running through this life so great. I'll run with you, run with you. I swear on your pretty brown eyes, it is you. Run with you, run with you. From the dimple on your cheek to the end of the world, it's you. Yeah, I'm running with you. To the end of the world, it's you. Your pretty brown eyes, it's you. So wrong, this pain we feel makes no sense at all. A swan song wasn't part of the deal, was no curtain call. Given no choice, given no...
And now, 30 seconds of cue. And now we're going to do an interview with Marc Kelly Smith.
Welcome to the Mr. Marty Show, and we have a Chicago legend,
That means I'm old.
Marc Kelly Smith. I always, when did you start putting the Kelly in? I like that.
Pretty early on, but I used to, Kelly Smith is something in the family. My father was Archie Kelly Smith.
Mm-hmm.
His father was Leonard Kelly Smith, and then his father was Tiki Tom Smith, and my son is Adam Kelly Smith. So it's a tradition, but I didn't start using it in the business until early on. Discovered a journalist out of I think California, pretty prominent national journalist, was Marc Smith. So didn't want to get it
one of those things.
Somebody from high school said, "Are you the Marc Smith that's the journalist?" No.
Born and bred in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
And where did you grow up?
The southeast side. The neighborhood was called Avalon Park. It was right near South Chicago. Hung out in South Chicago, which was, the area of the mills. It was the mill. My grandfather was a steel worker. My father worked in the mills for a little bit. I was never a good reader. I didn't read a full book until I was in the 7th grade. Mrs. Panis, the notorious assistant principal, forced me to read, of all books, John Steinbeck's The Pearl.
Huh.
The motif in it is everything is a song, and it's about a islander family that is a diver and discovers this giant pearl, and it's how the wealth of this pearl is going to change their lives. What got me was the song of the family, and it showed how a family can be more bonded. Not that I came from a bad family, but it was a blue-collar family.
Sure.
That I met Sandy, my first wife, and she was interested in poetry, so I decided, maybe I should take an interest in that. I started at the Get Me High in 1984.
Oh my God, the Get Me High Lounge.
That was before the Green Mill Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when I started performing, and that's the beginning of it. So when I met Sandy in college, I was 19, and I person applauded. It's all the encouragement I needed was one person to applaud, and that started the career.
You have brought a new book.
Yeah, I've never paid much attention to, is that the camera?
Yeah, that's the camera right there.
Once I succeeded on the stage, I kind of poo-pooed publishing. I wouldn't, unless something really changes, I don't know if I'd be doing anything more than this.
Well, let's wrap up this section. I want to know, where can people procure this book?
I suppose it'll be, sold through Northwestern University Press.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing that book flying off the virtual shelves. And let's move on to the next section of the show, where you're going to hear a man who arguably should be the Poet Laureate of the state of Illinois, Marc Kelly Smith. Live action on the Mr. Marty Show. Bang.
So I'm going to read a couple poems from this new book. Years ago I would never have plugged the book, but Northwestern University has been very, very good to me, and I owe it to them to push the book, Ground Zero. And this first poem is called My Father's Coat. I'm wearing my father's coat. He has died. I didn't like him, but I wear the coat. I'm wearing the coat of my father, who is dead. I didn't like him, but I wear the coat just the same. A younger man stopping me on the street has asked, "Where'd you get a coat like that?" I answered that it was my father's, who's now gone, passed away. The younger man shuts up. It's not that I'm trying now to be proud of my father. I didn't like him. He was a narrow man. There was more of everything he should have done, more of what he should have tried to understand. The coat fit him well. It fits me now. I didn't love him, but I wear the coat. Most of us show off to one another, fashions of who we are, sometimes buttoned to the neck, sometimes overpriced, sometimes surprising even ourselves in garments we would have never dreamed of wearing. I wear my father's coat, and it seems to me that this is the way the most of us make each other's acquaintance, in coats we have taken to be our own. A lot of my stuff is about the father-son relationship, and this poem is called Small Boy. I want you to imagine yourselves out there in podcast land at a spit-it piano on the southeast side of Chicago, doodling with the keys. This was the rain, this the thunder, and this the electrostatic stitches, and now and again in the gray growing darkness gripping the sky. This was the bright blue, and planes overhead. No, this was the bright blue. The sun, steps of a spider, light on the downspout, beads on the paint flakes peeling off tin. This was the moon, dissolving in a window, wrapping a shade, a passage of air. It moved the curtains, sheer white from the wood sill, wet to the alley, caught in a spin. This was the cry, calling at midnight, voiceless a cry, calling within. These were the footsteps. Someone was coming. No one to listen, no one to care. He was a small boy running from father. He was a father running to son. They were a moment, caught in a photo, caught in the sunlight, caught in a spin. Here's the green lawn, under the sunlight. Green is the empire bounded by walks. Here he is running fast through the red leaves, falling in autumn into a pile. Face of all sunlight, passage through gangways, taken at emergence to light. This is the bright face of October, racing the summer, Indian ghost. And these are the brush leaves, frosted in morning, curling at sunset, curling in smoke. Here is the lace-gowned garment of snowfall, flaking upon him, falling within. He was a small boy running from father. He was a father running to son. They were a moment caught in a photo, caught in the sunlight, caught in the spin. This was the rain. This was the thunder. This was the lightning stitching the sky. Here comes the moonlight, dark on the blue sky. Up in the sky, on the stars spinning on high. This is for the lonely ones, the older ones, passed on now, silenced by speeding time, less significant than once before, beleaguered by the goals they did not achieve, consumed by the failures haunting their final hours, the disappointments, the miscues, the wrong-headedness, the attachment to what never was or ever would be. This is for the average folk, manipulated by desires, sold to them from the first cry of birth, the innocence of youth, conditioned by institutions, religions, governments, commerce, and the misguided leaders of the same. This is for the heroic middle, maintaining as best it can, sometimes far too far to the right, attacking differences perceived as threats to the lifestyles they have spent lifetimes building, sometimes far too far to the left, ruthlessly unhinging tradition, propagandizing an absolute view of a should-be humanity, condemning the injustices of powers not aligned with their own. This is for the middle ground, the point of perspective that sees error on both sides, that notes the hypocrisy of all rhetorical bombast and bias, for those who can and do befriend an enemy for attributes found befriendable, for those who decline to accept left or right puritanical thinking, for those who seek and grant repentance, who forgive, for scientific observable truths collaborated by honest investigating minds, for consensus beyond percentage point democracy, for ideals that may be beyond mortal grasp, for hopes that may be no more than mirage, for virtues sung, painted, acted, cast, forged, danced, preached, doodled, belabored, bellowed, whispered, passed down in secrecy, etched on prison walls, voiced through the choking loop of a gallows rope, prayed for, toiled for, wept for, and preserved. For the possibility that existence is far more than the cynical pursuit of material wealth. For those who might someday give up their miserly ways and spend freely their billions on the betterment of the earth. For those of the far left and the far right who might return to the golden mean, compromising differences for the benefit of all. For a self-expanding revolution evolving into a million individual souls enlightened to the prospect that all life can live together as one. For those at risk of being silenced by speeding time, standing and pronouncing and singing and dancing and drawing from the depths of history and knowledge the dreams the older ones, the lonely ones, the silenced ones died for.
Hello, I'm Polly Chase, here with artwork by Marty McCormick. Today I have a graphite on paper, measures 11 by 14, and is titled Waiting. This majestic piece is also available as a limited edition fine art print signed by Marty. To inquire about pricing and to order a print, or buy the original, go to martinmccormick.com. There you will see this and additional pieces of Marty's art. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Marty.
Well, here we are.
Inside.
Back inside. And that's what's happening. We have, Annie and I were shooting this and we realized we're running out of daylight. So we're in our house and it's nice to be back inside for the Mr. Marty show. That just means winter's coming. But let's talk about this beautiful drink. This is the COVID cocktail.
Yes.
And should we hold it up? Ooh, delicious. And the COVID cocktail is always brought to you by
Mark Winkleman,
at
Dreamtown Realty.
That's right. And today, instead of me singing the Dreamtown song, we have somebody special to give the Dreamtown poem. Take it away, Mark.
Dreaming of a home to buy? Call Mark at Dreamtown. He'll search high and low, all around Chicago, until your dream's found. No place too small or too large. He's the friendly realtor who can do it all. Call Mark. Not me. Not this Mark. Call Mark Winkleman. Call Mark Winkleman. Call Mark Winkleman at Dreamtown. That's Dreamtown. That's Dreamtown. Call Mark today.
Let's talk about this drink. Let's give it a go. Cheers, my love.
Cheers.
Here we go. Wow, I love it.
Not bad.
Very good. Very good. You gotta tell me what's in this.
This is dry sherry, equal parts. Dry sherry, Aperol, and Pimm's.
Wow. Well, this makes a wonderful fall drink.
Or even a summer drink.
Or kind of a summer
It's on
drink
ice,
too.
but
It's
you
on
could
ice.
probably have it
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I could see it all year round.
It's got a little twist of lemon peel.
Very nice. Well done, well crafted, Annie. Thank you so much. What are you calling this drink?
This drink is called the Slam Pappy.
Slam Pappy in honor of Marc Kelly Smith. And, well, we're going to enjoy this drink right now with the COVID cocktail. Once again, you're watching
The Mr. Marty Show.
Cheers.
I am Tim Goldich. You've seen me before on the Mr. Marty show, doing various characters, and today I'm just myself. You are about to see my Halloween village.
Okay, how many
It's-
years have you had this Halloween village?
I would say nearly 10 years that I've been adding to it and fiddling around with it. It's got Christmas on either end, but you'll not see that until some other time.
And tell me why you decided to collect Halloween villages.
Well, it started out, I used to buy my mother elements to add to her Christmas village. And when she died, I inherited them, and I set them up, and I thought, wow, those are really charming. And I thought, yes, but they're a little Pollyanna for my taste. I want variety. So I started adding Halloween things, and eventually it became this 8-foot-long Christmas Halloween village.
Christmas Halloween. What is it about Halloween that you like?
Well, I love the sense of humor about it. I love the dark humor. I love what's bad is good humor about it. Like you know, Addams Family humor. Morticia, what does she do? She takes a bouquet of roses and she cuts all the flowers off, turns it upside down, sticks it in the vase with the roots hanging out and goes, ah. You know, it's that kind of humor. And I enjoy that it's the one day of the year where we make everything that's horrible, and we make it our friend. We have fun with it and we enjoy it. And, you know, I mean, if you think about things like werewolves and Frankenstein's monsters and so on, I mean, they're just the most horrible things you can imagine. But one day of the year, we just decide if you can't beat it, join it, right? So we just become a part of it and make it our own and just enjoy it and have fun with it.
What piece in your village do you find the most enjoyable? Which one gives you the greatest joy?
I'd have to say, you know, anything to do with the Wizard of Oz, it has to go at the top of the list. So I managed to find the witch from the Wizard of Oz huddling over her cauldron, which is lit up from beneath. And it's just fit in the village perfect. And so I have to choose that just because it's Wizard of Oz.
Where can you purchase these things? If there's the novice Halloween villager, where do you get these things?
Well, Michael's Crafts has quite an elaborate display of Halloween village things every year. But to gather up as much as I have, you have to comb every possible source. You have to look through yard sales and Amazon and comb through everything that's available and spot things all year round that will fit in there.
Well, Tim, it's great interviewing you and actually getting you out of character. And of course, people are going to see you very soon. You're going to be reciting some poetry for the Mr. Marty show. And want to thank you for being on this segment and letting us see your haunted Halloween village on almost only in Rogers Park for this one. So wish everybody a happy Halloween, Tim.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Place a candle in the window when you're feeling all alone. I'll see its light glowing as I'm coming home. I love the way you love to love me with love. Kiss me goodnight before we fall asleep. love for me is so fulfilling. Yes, I am so much more than willing, celebrating a love so true. Yeah, yeah, you still act like our first date, make me feel so fine, right with soap on the mare. Oh, you're forever mine. I love the way you love to love me with love. No other love is so amazing than the love I am sharing with you. Your love for me is so fulfilling. Yes, I am so much more than willing, celebrating a love so true. Yeah, yeah, you still act like we're on our first date. Ooh, you make me feel so fine, right with soap on the mare. You're forever mine. I love the way you love to love me with love. I love the way you love to love me with love. I love the way you love to love me with love. Love me with love. Love the way you love me. Love me with love. Yeah, you love me with love. Ooh, love me with love.
Well, everybody, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been a great, fun show. I want to thank especially our wonderful poet, Chicago treasure, Marc Kelly Smith, for being here. What a great time. Great to hear him perform. Just brought back a lot of great memories. Also want to thank our buddy Tim Golditch for the Haunted Halloween Village. Very, very spooky. I liked that quite a bit. And as well, the COVID cocktail, Delicioni. And that's basically it. We've got some more shows coming up, some very special shows. So as always, we want you to tune in, spread the word, and have them tune in. So here we go. Thanks for watching the show. 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 The Mr. Marty 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 Show. Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. The Mr. Marty Show. Mr. Marty Show. 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 Thank you very much. God bless you. See you all next week.